Hey guys, what's going on? It's Paz here coming to another podcast. I haven't done it in a really long time, just by myself today. So, just gonna play some team fight tactics. Dwarf Planet. I don't know what this is. Okay, so season is done. The draft is tonight. I'm excited for the draft, even though it's kind of a smaller class. It should be. Watching the draft is always a ton of fun. Um, and seeing new people join it is great too. I do have a decent amount of questions, so I guess I can just jump into. Oh, ooh, my! I'll jump into that. We'll jump into the questions first. So starting with Slothface. Um, got a couple questions from him. First question is, how is the post GM life treating you? Post GMing has been interesting. um, it's nice having more time and kind of time to chill out because after a while I kind of felt like another job. It was a little bit stressful and kind of took me out of wanting to be a part of sim leagues in general. So I like kind of took a step back in the PBE and the NSFL. But now it's going good. I am enjoying myself right now. Just hanging out, with the oh, what is it? The coronavirus stuff that's going on. That's been kind of shitty, but surviving, working from home. But in regards to my PBE or sim life, it's going good. Recently, I actually just like within the past couple of days or two, like leading up to the draft and like the off season stuff, makes me think about GMing a lot more and miss it a little bit. But I definitely need some time to myself right now. So that's what I'm doing. I gotta do what's best for me. But it's it's going good. So thanks for asking, Sloth. Um, hmm. Okay, so Sloth's second question. Um, we got reflections on your minor career now that Harry is coming up. Um, well, Harry did really well last year, so I was really excited about that. I'm really excited about award ceremony too, because this might be like the first time I won something like pretty big. Um, since it looks like he's gonna get a pretty good chance at winning MVP. Also with Ben Stacken, who is also up there too. So we'll see what happens with that. Um, Last season's been great though. I love the 66ers. They were great. I love Max. Max is a great dude. I couldn't be happier with the people on the team as well. Meeting some of the new rookies is always fun and interesting, even if I'm not, a GM or running the team. Um, I feel like partially talking to some of them, you know, um, was part of the reason why I was, oh, what's the word that I'm looking for? Kind of reminiscing, I guess, like I said beforehand, about being a GM. It kind of revitalized me a little bit. But, yeah, the minors was a ton of fun. Let me pull up the index quick. And let me move these guys around. Okay. Index. Where is Harry? Harry. There he is. So, I mean, last year was great. Wait, how many times? I was in the minors for 2 seasons? Oh, yeah. So last year, this most recent season, I'm sorry, batted 362, 430 on base percentage. My WAR was like a 4.7 or something like that, which was pretty, really good. Um, I was first in batting average. I was first in on base percentage, I believe. I was first in on base, second in slugging, second in on base and slugging, second in WAR, first in runs created. So I mean, he had a really good year, which was awesome. Um, Probably better than any year Fry's ever had. But yeah, I mean, it's gonna be so different knowing that I'm gonna be up in the majors. Give me this. Give me no, don't take that. Yes. Okay, now coming up to the majors, I know that it's gonna, slide back a bit. Um, just because I'm gonna be facing people with higher caps and higher TPE and whatever, but it's gonna be fun. I'm excited to come back and be on the Voyagers again. Officially, I guess. But yeah, no, it's gonna be a blast. I'm really excited um, to be on the Voyagers this upcoming season. I guess since we talked about last season, I can also talk about the season before that. His first full season wasn't the best. He did okay, 276 average, on base of 342. Had a WRC of 94, which is kind of whatever. But 10 home runs. It was like kind of like an average performance. He did well. So I was just happy that he did well and that we were able to get to the playoffs that year with the 66ers. Unfortunately, just couldn't win the World Series this year or last year. But overall, since this was the first time I've ever been in the minors, it was great. It was a good time. I'm very happy with how his career turned out in the minors. So I guess that about answers that question. The next question is not PBE related, and that's going to be my favorite beer or mixed drink. Um, Favorite beer. Um, I mean, I have like a go-to beer that it's just like if I'm like getting beer for like a party or something like that, or like hanging out with friends, then I'll like get um Goose Island just because I think it's a good beer and it's a nice go-to beer for me. Um, what else do I like? Really, any kind of IPAs. I like Voodoo Ranger, which is another beer that I like drinking, but I also really don't like. I don't drink beer too often, so probably asking the wrong person about that. But I'd probably say between those two beers, um, I'll give a mixed drink too, because I need the time. Mixed drinks. I like margaritas. Margaritas are good. Like if I'm at a bar, I usually am pretty basic and just get like a Jack and Coke or something like that. Just sometimes I feel like there's too many options, and I don't want to, get anything weird that might like upset my stomach or whatever. Yeah, so probably like a Jack and Coke. if I'm at a bar, but like sometimes if it's just like me and my family like hanging out or whatever, then it's like whatever they're making really. Hmm, okay. Um that's about it. Thoughts on the upcoming MLB season and thoughts on upcoming PBE changes. Um, well, I guess the season started already since I made this post a couple days ago, but it's gonna be weird, definitely. Um, I watched most of the Yankee game yesterday, and that was interesting. But it's nice to get baseball underway, I guess. As long as everybody's safe and healthy. But you keep on seeing different athletes or even just regular people with getting tested positive for COVID. So everybody's kind of a bit worried about that right now. Um, I think, but yeah, I'm excited. It's been hard, a little bit with not having sports on. Thankfully, I watch soccer, but watching baseball yesterday was nice seeing it. It's definitely gonna for me like I like going to the games more than watching them on TV. It's so I feel like sometimes it's hard to watch them on TV, but definitely excited for the season to get underway. And then thoughts about PBE changes. Well, there's a lot of changes going on. I don't even remember them all. Let me pull that up so I can take a look. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Bam. Okay. Okay, and let me pull up the changes now. Season 20 changes. Okay, the minor. Okay, I guess we'll start with the minors before majors draft. Um, I know this was something talked about when I was a GM, when it was brought up to HO, and they mentioned they wanted to possibly move to something like that. Um, Personally, I don't know how I feel about that specific change. I feel like maybe, from an outside point of view, that it should be done as a test first instead of just implementing a system that we've never done before. Um, so I feel like we should have done, hey, this year we're going to do minors before the majors, and then um, if it's successful, if people like it, we'll keep it that way. If not, then we'll keep it though the way it was before with the majors before the minors draft. And because sorry, I had to take a drink of water. And because of that, also like created this weird thing with like players being created and when's the best time to create, and people were kind of confused about that, so they can get max TPE, which I get. I mean, that's what I did with my player now. So, but I'm pretty sure it stayed the same. At least when I was reading, I was confused, but maybe I was just being a little dumb. um, now, oh yeah, first year players are only restricted to 500K weekly gym sessions. I don't know how I feel about that. Um, Definitely interesting. I'm not sure what the whole purpose of that was or is. I think it's maybe to try to limit the minors players from getting as much TP so they don't hit cap as fast. I mean, that's what is making most sense in my head right now. Um, And I guess also to help them save some money for when they get to the major, so they can afford, the $1 million equipment or better equipment for that. Um, yeah, I don't really have a thing, uh, opinion about that, so I can't really answer that. Sorry. Next thing on here is about the TPE. Honestly, to me, I don't really care how the TPE is done or how it's really divided, as long as we're all still getting the same, or even maybe even a little bit yet less TPE, just because gonna have people that get, or there's a lot of TPE to be gained. I don't know. That's another thing, but I think yeah, as long as the TPE remains the same and there's no like huge changes to that, it looks like they kind of just reshuffle things around. Um, let's see, PTs are removed from spring training. JPTs are removed from spring training. Okay, reduce the TPE. Blah blah blah. So it looks like they just removed a few TPE, but it looks like um, most of it's gonna be staying the same. Which, like I said, I'm fine with that. I don't really care. Um, mm, Now, next thing on here is, additionally, we changed our regression system. Oh, I didn't even realize that, to limit the amount of work needed to do by an individual player and GMs. Previously, the initial regression calculation was done by HO to not include their JPTs, PTs. Starting the season, regression will be delayed until the first week of the off season. That means, okay, so it's just including everything in there, which I'm surprised that it took that long. I thought it would have been a little bit quicker to do that. I definitely think that was the best move, or a smart move to do. Anymore, we can get that. Yeah, I definitely think that was a smart move. So there's a less sorry, I was focusing on the game a little bit. Less math that you have to do, and less, I guess, incorrect calculations. Oh my god, I just got pooped on. What the hell? Wow, that guy rushed 8 fast. Um, yeah, I guess it's just for consistency purposes, which I'm totally fine with. And I think that's really about it. I'm excited. One thing that wasn't in there was the archetype changes. So I'm excited about that. TPE changes, I think, was what I just read before. Could be something different. I don't know, but I think I think everything that I just read seems pretty good. I'm excited for everything that's gonna happen. So let's hope for the best, I guess, as of this point. Um, okay, and let's go back to the questions. Yes. Sure. And that's it for Sloth. Um, Now we got some questions from Skyfish. First question he has is, who is the Voyager's top prospect? Right now, I'm gonna be cocky and say it's me, just because, I don't know, just because I want. I hope it is. I think Harry has a good outlook for the future. So I would be very excited to see him, in the Voyagers, on the Voyagers for a long time, and it's going to be fun with him up in the majors now. So if he's considered a prospect still, I'm going to say him. But if not, well, taking me out of the equation, who would I say? Um, I guess somebody that's not in the majors right now, I would say BW's new character, Crowbar Theeks, just because BW was a good earner to begin with, and I loved having BW on the team. Um, uh, Whenever we drafted him, what was that, season 5? I felt like it was a good time to have people around, and the team was like fun. So I'm happy BW's back. Besides BW, um, it's hard. Uh, um, Currently, I'd probably say, hmm, I would say Dank Wesley Nakia. I think him and me are right around the same for earnings wise, TPE, and we're both coming up this year, which is gonna be fun. So I'm excited about that. Both of us playing on the team, got some young players, and then besides Dank, I really want to highlight um Flyers fan Golden Grams. I remember when we drafted him. I remember seeing him on the site a decent amount, um, and I really didn't know too much about him. I know he was from the VHL, I believe, if I remember my sheet correctly. And I'm not in that league, but I felt like he was gonna do pretty well, where I felt like we'd be able to get like a steal for him, and he's been doing really well. He's been earning really well for us, and did pretty good out of the bullpen last year. And hopefully, in the future, he'll be a good starting pitcher for New York if he, continues to remain here, which I hope he does. So that would be my answers for your first question. Second question, was it ever me? Of course, it was you. It was always you, Sky. um, Sorry, my throat. But yeah, I mean, even after we drafted you, um, right after we drafted you, there were people saying in the chat, I was like, oh, well, I wanted him, why'd you guys take him, and like whatever, like jokingly, of course, but I mean, we were really excited to get you where we did get you, and you have continued to impress us the whole time, so um, very happy that we were able to do that and keep you on the team. Next question. I guess it's not really a question. This is a how's life. I hope you're okay. I'm doing fine. I'm doing good. Just working from home, doing the podcast right now. Playing this game. um, yeah, but I'm doing good. My sister is pregnant. She's going to be due in October, I believe, around the beginning of October. So I'm going to be an uncle. That would be my first, niece or nephew. So that's cool. But everything else is good. Yeah, I have no complaints right now. Just kind of hanging out. Living life as it goes by in this weird time. Thank you for asking, though. And the last thing is, thanks for being a great GM. Well, thank you for being part of the team, Skyfish. I'm really happy that we were able to draft you when we did. And that's it for Sky. What? I'm sorry, my throat is killing me. Next question is from Jabs. I'm sorry about that. Best pizza in New York. Well, I live on Long Island, so I'm gonna have to say somewhere on Long Island, just because that's what I grown up eating, and it's never besides like going in the city every once in a while to get pizza. But I'd probably say it depends what kind of pizza. There's two places that I like that are near where I live. There's one called Carlo's. They make really good Sicilian pizza. I love their Sicilian pizza. So if we were getting a Sicilian pie, I would say that. Um, and then there is also a place that's also near me called Mama Lisa's, and they make, I would say, just like a good normal regular pie. Um, but I'd say it'd probably be split between them two depending on what you wanted to get. And then there's also a place that my sister worked at. It was called Joe's Pizza. Um, she used to work at, and they had buffalo chicken pizza, and I love buffalo chicken, and it was definitely like the best buffalo chicken pizza I've had. So I would say that if you're looking specifically for that. Um, so those are my answers. Second question from Jabs is, what's the easiest and worst thing you would do for a million PBE bucks? I guess this podcast. It's probably going to be pretty terrible. I don't know who's actually going to listen to it. So it'll be interesting. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it a little bit, whoever is listening. But I guess our real answer: what's the easiest and worst thing you could do for a million PBE bucks? I mean, $1 million isn't much. Easiest and worst thing? I don't know why I'm getting like so confused by easiest and worst. um, hmm, easiest and worst. I have no idea. Probably like eat like someone in my family's food or something like that. That's the only thing I can really think of right now. Oh, let me get this thing. Let me get it. Let me get it. Let me get it. Oh, I'll take that. That's fine. Um, yeah, I guess that's pretty easy. I like eating food, and that'd be pretty horrible for them. I guess not for me. um, the worst thing. I don't know. Call somebody like a little bitch or something like that, or make fun of somebody for $1 million. I'd do that. If someone wanted to pay me $1 million to call Moose something, DM me on Discord. I'll do it. I'll do it free. uh, okay, so that's about it from Jabs, and we're about halfway through as well. Um, so we got some more questions here. Let's see if I can get a 3 star. 3 star. I'm rolling. I'm rolling. 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 No. No. A freak. Well, what the freak, man? I didn't. Okay. Okay. So next we got some questions from Hummus. Um. Oh my! I just got pooped on. Bad. Um. And I got knocked out. Nice. That's why I don't play this game. I'm bad. 7th place. Yes, I'm really bad. Okay, best Rocket League goal I ever scored. Um. Hmm. I don't know. I've scored like a few ceiling shots, but they were never very good. I feel like I kind of like just screwed up, or somebody on the defending team screwed up, and then it kind of just worked for me. I guess I'll play another game since I haven't hit the time yet. But it's probably like a double tap or something like that. I've put a few goals like on Reddit. Um, just like uploaded them on the Rocket League subreddit, and I mean I don't really post on Reddit too often. I'm more of a lurker, but they did okay. Upvote wise and stuff. I know one of them got like a lot of views on wherever I posted it. I don't remember GIFCat, GiffyCat, or whatever it's called. Let me see if I could find that really quick. Submit it. Um, Career for Grand Foreskin while I look up that thing. Um, Career. I mean, I don't really have any specific views for him. I kind of just want him to do better than Fry. And I mean, that's not really going to be a hard thing to do. I think, Fry was pretty bad, unfortunately. I mean, it didn't really help that when I played, there were no minors, so I was kind of just thrown up in the majors. In season 4, excuse me. Um, so I just want him to do better than Fry. That's my main goal. And I mean, I would love for my guy to be a part or like nominated for like awards or something like that. I think that'd be awesome. But it's not really something I'm looking for. I just want to be helpful to New York. As long as they want me around. Okay. Oh, I found the post that I made. This was 2 years ago. And let me open. No, no, no. View subreddit. Um, Open browser. There we go. Okay, this goal that I put has 9K views on Giphy Kit. That's not. I mean, I don't know if that's a lot or not a lot. And then another goal I just looked at. I thought that one has like just over two. But what is this? Only equip 2 items. Okay, I've never done this before. Boo boo. I could post that, the link or something like that, if you want to take a look. And then, the last question from Hummus is, opinion of the 66ers locker room. Um, my thing is that I kind of don't talk in the locker rooms that I'm in, kind of besides New York. Even in like other sim leagues, it's kind of like a bad thing that I do. I guess just because I've invested a lot in New York. Um, but I like the 66ers locker room. There's a lot of good people in there. Um, but I know that Raven is in there, and I like Raven a lot. Raven's a great person. BW is also in there as well. Uh, we got Demars. I was gonna call him Phil Graves, but I just call him Demars. uh, who's also in New York now, and another really good player. But Max is great. Love Max. Um, can, don't have a bad thing to say about him or anybody on the team. Um, but yeah, the locker room's great. What's his name just got appointed to co-GM. Schoolboy. Yeah, Schoolboy Shu did. So, and he's talking in there a lot. So it's awesome to see them in that position since Mike Mike Literis had to step down for a bit since real life always comes first. But yeah, I mean, definitely deserved it. He was always a big voice in the in that locker room. So, congrats, schoolboy. Hopefully everything goes well for you, GMing on the 66ers. But I think they have a great locker room. I feel like the people they have in there are, good people, and hope they, hopefully the 66ers can get a win in the World Series. I don't know why I'm so tired. I'm sorry for yawning. Okay, next is Wombat, who just says, "Pass, please." Um, I hate that that's a thing. I blame Dog for that. Dog, if you're listening to this, thank you. And just wanted to say hi. Well, Wombat, hello to you as well, and I hopefully you're having a good day, whatever day it may be, if you're listening. Um, yeah, hopefully you have a good day too. Thank you for the saying hi. um, next we have Max, my GM, my old GM. Okay, first question is best memory from GMing New York. Best memory? Damn. That's a good question there. That is a very good question. I mean, I could just go easy and say when we won the World Series, because, what was that, season 12? I don't even remember when we won. I think it was season 12. Yes, season 12 is when we won. Just because watching that was so nerve-wracking, but awesome at the same time. And it was just like unbelievable, like everything that led to it. And I still remember that day. That was a lot of fun. That was great. I still look back at the chat in the Discord from that day. So I mean, you know, cheating my way out, I would say that. I guess if I couldn't pick that, since it's kind of like, an easy one to pick. Best memory from GMing. I don't know. For me, I always loved the off season. I love doing draft stuff. I spend a lot of time with the what the hell are those things called? Excel sheets or the Google sheet, looking at what people are saying, what people are doing, going on the site, just updating, whatever we had drafting wise. I really love drafting. Um, and like getting certain players was always, fun. Um, but seeing them, as well get better was probably the best thing. So probably just, what I'm gonna say. I'm stepping back for a second, and I'm gonna say just making the New York a locker room not the way it was when I joined, because it sucked. When me and Moose first joined, it was pretty much just us and Joe. It was us, Joe, Cortezi, and FTR. And that was pretty much it. And then FTR traded Joe because we were bad. So then it was me, Moose, and FTR. And then FTR kind of just disappeared. So then it was just me and Moose. And Moose was the co at the time, and I was like, I don't want to do this. There's like nobody here. I wasn't having fun. And he's like, no, just do it. And Joe would tell me to update all the time and stuff, and just like felt like homework. But now I don't feel like it's homework. Talking and doing these tasks, I enjoy doing them. I like writing, and see how much it's changed since when we first joined is crazy. I think about that all the time, just like how much it's grown, just the PBE and even just our locker room in New York. Um, it's awesome. I like uh, I couldn't imagine it any other way. So I'm gonna say that. That was kind of a long-winded response. So sorry about that. Not sorry, just kidding. Um, Next question I got from Max is if you could play for any other team than New York, which team would it be? That's a hard question. Um, I don't want to say any team in particular, because kind of feel, for me, it's like kind of hard seeing myself outside of New York, just because of everything that I've done here, and like I feel like I'm kind of just like attached to the team. Um, so what I'm going to say is an expansion team. I'm not going to say any specifics in regards to which expansion team. I'm just going to say an expansion team, just because I don't think I could play for just I don't know. I just hard. Like I like all the GMs, and I love being in New York. Oh my god, that's zooming again. Get that, get that. We don't need this. Probably get rid of that, and then we do this. This. Okay, here. Let me take a look. I'll try to give you an answer. Okay, Cancun, we got Jay Steele and Shadows playing there. I love Shad. Shad's a good friend. Um, we talk a decent amount. We play games together. So I could definitely see myself playing in Cancun if it ever came to that. Just because he's a person that I enjoy, talking to. Um, Space Rangers, don't have any ill. I mean, I don't have any ill feelings towards anything, but I feel like anybody else in the East, I wouldn't want to play for. um, I mean, I love CK, I love Leafer. Nola would be cool, just because I know Casey a little bit just from talking to him, but I don't really know much of anybody else on the team. Phillies fan a little bit as well, just not much though. So I think that would be cool, which is an expansion team, like I said. I like Joe, so the Demons, yeah, I could see that. Um, the Raptors, maybe the Stars too. Like, I just can't be on any of the original teams. I think that's it. I think that's my problem. Um, oh no, I went the wrong way for what I need. Gimme this thing. Yeah, okay. Um, yeah, so there you go. I said some teams that I would play for. And then last question: do you fold your pizza? Yes, I fold my pizza. Of course, I fold my pizza. If you're not folding your pizza, you're eating it wrong. Of course, unless there's like a shit ton of toppings and you can't fold it, then you still try to fold it and eat it. I I don't know. That's just how I eat my pizza. Um, let's see. Okay, that's it for Max. Slothface again because I asked for more questions. Do you really need more questions? I guess I needed a few more because it's only at 45 minutes right now. Um, Thoughts on the MLB or restart so far? Um, my thoughts are what do you say? I watched some Dodgers game and it felt weird, especially the broadcast. Yeah, I agree with that. Me and Moose were talking last night and we were watching the Yankee game when they were playing last night and it was definitely weird. It just like it I don't know. I mean, I think just sports right now are weird. Like when I watch soccer and they put on like the fake crowd noise and there's nobody in the stands or anything like that. I'm just like, okay, you know, it just seems awkward and weird. I would agree with you on that. Um, I don't know. It's nice to watch it. I'm definitely more of a fan of being at a baseball game than watching on TV. Sometimes I feel like it's just hard for me to watch it on TV. But that could just be me. Oh, I didn't even know that was the thing. Yeah, but that, like I said, that could just be me. Um, Then the last question: if you could force one person to join the PBE and stay active, who would I choose? Um, who would I choose? Um, I'm gonna pick two people. I'm going to say first, I love Jake Gyllenhaal, so I would say Jake Gyllenhaal. Um, and then besides Jake Gyllenhaal, I would say Matthew Mercer because I love Critical Role, and I think if I feel like he would be somebody that I would kind of like this sort of thing. Of if he was into sports, I don't know if he is or if he isn't. So, um, those are gonna be my two. Then, oh, that's all the questions. I kind of went through that a little fast. What we got next? Well, hey, get rid of this thing. Hold on a second. I'm gonna put that thing there. Oh no, oh no. There we go, sure. Okay, we got Rabbit. Thank you, Rabbit, for the questions. I appreciate it. Um, First question from Rabbit is: what is one thing you would love to implement into the PBE? One thing I would love to implement. I'm not sure what exactly, but I feel like something that has to do with the currency in the PBE, because I feel like money kind of doesn't really mean anything. You kind of just have it. like I don't know. I guess that's just me, but it kind of has no sort of weight behind it besides saying, "Hey, look at all this money that I have." Besides, buying equipment, um, which is nice, of course. But I feel like it would be nice if we had like a something to do with like money overhaul where it changed something that made it a little bit more like, hey, you actually like need money, you know. But I don't know what that would be. I have no idea what that would be. For something specific, um, I said this before in the New York locker room. I think I don't know if I said it anywhere else, but I would like to see if you're in the playoffs that you are forced to use the starting pitchers that you had throughout the season, if it went to that many games. So since we all use four starting pitcher rotation, then you would have to use those four starting pitchers in the series instead of just being like, hey, I'm only using two of the guys that I have instead of, half of the rotation that you normally would have, which I feel like would be better for whatever team is better overall, I guess, instead of, hey, I got these two really good pitchers that like carried me throughout the season, um, and I'm just gonna use them in the playoffs now. So, deal with it. But I mean, that's not really something I care about deeply. It's just something interesting that I thought of. Okay, so next is if you won the lottery, let's say $60 million, would you use any of it to make the PBE better? What would you do? Yes, absolutely. I feel like, me as well as, probably a lot of other people, uh, consider this is a hobby to me, but I like to think of it sometimes a little bit more than that. But and plus it wouldn't be too much to invest into the site or whatever to give somebody money to make the experience better. First of all, the first thing that I can think of is just the website in general. I think it's very not pleasing. And I feel, oh my god, I keep on forgetting to click off. And I feel like people can get overwhelmed when they first come to the site if they haven't been in the sim league before and being like, okay, there's all these links, there's all these forms, what am I supposed to do, where am I supposed to go, and like stuff like that, which I was like when I first joined. Um, so, I mean, I would definitely like to get a more user friendly site. So, you know, we attract people, but I'm not sure what our retention rate is, or if, let's say, people click on the site and they're guests and they haven't created an account, if that turns them away because of the way the site looks, just because it could be confusing. But we recruit on Reddit a lot, so countering my own argument is that I guess they would be used to something like that. So checkmate myself. Um, yeah, I would definitely like to automate things too, like AC checks. Like I feel like we could. There, there's probably something you can do so that every Sunday at like 12:30 or something like that, it just automatically post a thing there. So somebody doesn't have to physically do it, and also that you just like post it on like a Google Doc or something like that, and then as soon as it posts, you can just you know um, be able to apply it, which isn't very difficult to do, but it's a lot of actions on the user, I guess. Where if it was more of like, hey, let's say you write the 300 word thing, and as soon as you post it, there was some sort of bot that was able to check 300 words to make sure that it hit that requirement. and then automatically give you the amount as of that point. That would be awesome. I don't know if anything like that is possible because I don't know anything about coding. So, um, but that's something that I think would be really cool. I don't know how to implement it though, unfortunately. I do have a friend in coding, but I don't even know how to explain that to him. So, if anybody hears this and knows how to do it, hit me up. Maybe we could work on something. um, so that's my thing. What other team would you want to play for given the chance and why? Um, like I said, I'd probably, I mean, my top two choices or my top choices, I would say, I'm just going to say New Orleans and Cancun. Cancun because I like a lot of the people on the team. Like I said before, I think, the people they have on there are, cool people, and I like the team and the logo and the design and everything like that. Um, New Orleans, just because I'm kind of a sucker for expansion teams. Um, and I think they have, some really cool young people that are interested in the league, as well as some older vets too that want to see them succeed in the future, which is awesome, something I could totally get behind. So I would say them too. And then lastly, is which team's logo do you feel should be refreshed? Um, I was gonna say the Vandals, but they just refreshed it today, so I guess I can't pick them. Besides the Vandals, besides the Vandals, I don't know. I would say either. Yeah. Okay. Sorry about that. My sister got a. Well, I got a package and she gave it to me. Can I quit this? Okay. Yeah. So I'm sorry. You guys are just kind of staring at a black screen right now. Um, I'm sorry. Which team's logo need to be refreshed? Okay. I'm gonna say one. I don't know if these are popular or unpopular, but I'm gonna say two things again because I don't abide by the rules. Um, First, it's gonna be the sloths. If you like, yeah, the logo's cute and everything, and everybody likes sloths, but it's just like the head of a sloth. Like I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. It just it's just something like I think it's like a very simple and like good logo, but I feel like it could be done better. Um, the second one is going to be from the East. I would say the Aviators, just because I feel like what I said before, that like it's a very good logo and it's been that way since the beginning of the league. Have they been around since the beginning of the league? So like 20 seasons. um, like I think it's a good logo as it is, but I do feel like maybe they kind of haven't been doing too well recently. Maybe time to refresh it with the changing of the guard or whatever. But I think both the logos are fine, but I think those are the logos that would need refreshing, in my opinion. Um, we just hit an hour, but I did have to mute myself because of what happened before, so I'm just gonna keep going. Um, a top of 3 animals, please. Number 1, platypus. Number 2, oh my god, what are those things called? Pangolins? Is that how you say it? Pangolin? Pangolin? However you say it, the pangolin. It's like Sandshrew, but like a real life thing. Oh my god, those things are so cool looking. Um, and then 3, probably just a dog. I love dogs. Dogs are just like, oh, I just want to like hug all the dogs and just like pet them and hang out with them. They're just like buddies. They're just like derpy and stuff, and they're so cute. I love them. So, 1 platypus, 2 pangolin, 3 dogs. Those are my top 3. Not a question, but you were the longest served GM of New York, and I just want to say thank you. You put a ton of work in to get this franchise where it is. Thank you, Babs. It's in good hands with you, my friend. And it's been a blast GMing, but gotta do what I gotta do, Damn, I was the longest served GM. That's crazy. Doesn't feel like it. It definitely doesn't feel like it. A related question: what was the easiest and hardest parts of GMing for you? Oh, easily the hardest part is free agency. Oh my god. um, it's just I don't know. I feel like sometimes it's just hard to convince or sign people to um, trust your process. You know, like what you have planned for the next few years, like what's gonna happen, and like sometimes you can't even guarantee that people fall off, people stop being active or whatever. But that was definitely the hardest for me. Probably free agency. I never really knew how to. I knew everybody had different appeals as to why they wanted to go to a team or what they were looking for, etc. But I feel like for New York, we were just never able to have that it factor, whatever that is. That we were always put behind other teams, where somebody be like, "Oh, I really liked your offer. You were like my second choice, but I'm gonna go with Death Valley," and it's like, okay, cool. It was just sometimes it was frustrating, especially when you put like a lot of effort and work into it, and then they just like don't do it. But it's life. You gotta deal with it, and we did. So sometimes it worked out, sometimes it didn't. Whatever the case was, we moved on, and we're at where we at now because of everything that happened previously. Um, Easiest part of GMing for me. I wouldn't say it was the easiest, but I said it before. I really liked doing the draft research. I definitely thought it was the most fun. creating all the Excel sheets, reading everybody's answers, putting it all into like uh, some sort of data for us to look at and compare and contrast and whatever else was going on at the time. Um, that was probably one of my funnest. I guess it was kind of easy, just because after a while we kind of just used the same formula for tracking people and stats wise. So you could just copy one board and then erase everybody and put a new one in. Um, Easiest part of GMing. Hmm. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say the draft board. Making the draft board, drafting was not very hard. I mean, drafting was pretty hard. Wasn't the hardest though. I definitely think free agency was the hardest. Um, and then right behind free agency was like trading people. I hate trading people, man, because I feel like people take it to heart when it's not really meant. It's not really meant that way. And as a GM, you got to do what's best for the team. And there were times where I talked to people in New York and were like, "Hey, we're gonna try to put you up for trading and stuff like that," and just didn't go well. Like I remember one instance from this was a while ago. Told somebody that we were interested in trading them, and they got pretty angry. Um, but they ended up not getting traded. Is I don't remember exactly what happened. This was a while ago. And then they kind of just fell off after that. And oh my god, excuse me. It's kind of something that I feel bad for. Is might have been my fault because we tried to get rid of him, even though we kind of wanted to stay. So that's it's always tough to handle those situations. Easy. I'm still thinking. I'm trying to think of the easiest. I liked simming the games, or just simming in general, but simming was hard. But coming up with strategies and tactics to make your team better, simming was easy. I'm sorry, but coming up with strategies and tactics was pretty difficult because you might do well. Like, oh, we did really well against the Vandals when Choate was at like 110 pitches, but if you keep him at 110 pitches and then you go up against Death Valley, he might do worse. So it's always like finding a fine line of what's good and what's bad because it could be matchup dependent too. Um, but that's gonna be my answers for your questions. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Thank you, Babs. I appreciate it. And then, last but not least, we got my boy Yakko. What do I miss the most about GMing? What do I miss the most? Hmm. Um. I think I don't know. I kind of just miss it in general. You know, it's like it's like a project you're working on, or I don't know, people that write stories or do art or something like that. Like you could start something and work on it, and then you might lose drive or you just kind of stop because you forget about it. or whatever the reason is, or not the reason is. But just like having it, you know, taking care of it. I feel like it's like talking about it as like it's a kid. um, but it's like yours, and you could do whatever you want with it. I mean, it wasn't just mine; it was Babs's too, and the other people that we talked to in the war room. So it was always, we made final decisions, of course, but it was always like a sort of consensus as to, hey, should we do this, or what do you guys think about that, or, you know, I like peanut butter. Well, I like grape jelly instead of strawberry jelly, or but that was I guess just being a GM. I really like being a GM, and when I first joined the league, when I first joined, I didn't, I almost fell off. I didn't really want to do much just because it was kind of like poopy or whatever activity was in New York. So I just I just miss it in general. I guess I miss being a GM. But it's in good hands now with Paul and Babs, and I know you guys are gonna do really well. Um, but just I guess having the control, I guess I got it. That's a weird thing to say, but you're going back to like the analogy that I made before about like being an artist or like a writer, is that you were the one that was in control. You weren't you were the one that decided what paint went on the canvas, what players you had on your team, you know? And it was I like that. And I liked talking to people in management chat, and I liked talking to new people we drafted all the time. It was a good time. And I still do now, just not as much as I need to step back a bit. But GMing was great. I loved it. And it just sucks that I had to give up on something that I wanted to be, unfortunately. And the last question I got is last one from Enoch from Yakko, and that's gonna be, now you're on your second player. What have you learned from Philip J. Fry that you would want to apply or avoid for Harry Grand Foreskin? Okay, first thing that I learned pretty early on, and that I'm not gonna do with Harry, is not to invest in Gap, because Gap is bad. When I first joined, I put everything into Gap, and no wonder my players sucked until I had enough money to reallocate everything and such. Excuse me, jeez. Yeah, so I'm not gonna be investing in Gap early on like I did last time. Um, what else did I learn? Um, Fielding is pretty helpful. So if you're a good fielder, it definitely helps increase your WAR and everything else. So definitely gonna do that depending on what position I play. I'm not sure yet. Um, with the season coming up, since free agency is still around, um, if I'm playing outfield, I played left field. I'm an outfielder. I made at least. So he should be fine in the outfield. Oh my god, man! I keep on yawning. Um, because all I invested in right now is just range and bay pip on both sides. So I'll continue to do that depending on what I need to do for the team. And I think another thing that I learned from Fry is to play to the benefits of your stadium and such, which I never really did. Um, Some people have hitters park. Some people we are kind of neutral here in New York, but you know, Gap was helpful near the end because it turned everything into extra bases, or some of it did. Um, what is something that I'm going to avoid with Harry though? Oh no, I said about avoiding something I want to apply. I liked playing a bunch of different positions. I think that's cool. Um, but it takes a lot of money and TPE to be good. So I think that's going to be something I try to avoid again. Um, depending on what the team needs and such, but I feel like that could definitely hurt a player if they keep on moving around to different positions and they need to increase certain things to be like, hey, I need turn double play because I'm at a second base, or I need more error now that I'm a first baseman, or whatever the fact, whatever it is, because everything needs something a little bit different. Um, but something that I want to apply. I mean, not really anything that I can think of. I feel like I really took a really shitty approach with Fry until like the end because I was an outfielder. Then I moved to catcher, and I was a bounce batter, and then I moved to speedy batter, and then I moved back to balance near the end of his career when he like did okay. Um, so I feel like just like stop changing my mind and just pick one thing and stick to it because it just cost me money and wasn't helping my player perform. And not like really he did well except for like it's near the end. So this can be it for the questions, and I appreciate it. Thank you all for helping me out today and giving me some extra money. And hopefully maybe I'll do another one of these if anybody's interested. Thank you all, and have a nice weekend and a good Friday. Peace.